Hi, I'm Chad Peters, President and CEO of Ridgeline Minerals. Ridgeline is a Nevada-focused precious and base metal explorer with up to $60 million in deals with Nevada Gold Mines in South 32. We also have our own 100% owned projects. And today I'm here to talk about a new pending high-grade discovery at our Swift project.
We are. And we're going to focus entirely on this one, folks. This press release came out today. I read it. And I'm wondering if you're thinking what I'm thinking. Why don't you start off by telling people what you saw, and maybe we'll get into conversation around what the implications are.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's important for a little context on the project. Swift is a joint venture with Nevada Gold Mines, which is a joint venture between Barrick and Newmont. Essentially, NGM has to spend a minimum of $20 million US to earn an initial 60% stake, of which they've currently spent $8.2 million. They've drilled 6 holes on the project, which includes today's press release. And I think that a really important thing to point out is the first 5 holes, they all hit widespread low-grade gold that showed we have a significant gold system on the Swift project of pretty significant scale. Like, it's comparable to other, the low-grade halos you see in multiple mine sites in Nevada. The problem is we'd yet to hit a high-grade intercept. That has now changed with today. So we hit 1.1 meters of grading 10.4 grams per ton gold. That was within 2.7 meters grading 7 grams per ton. Now, it's not a fully knock it out of the park maybe at intercept, but this is really significant. We now know this project can host high-grade gold, and it's of comparable grade to multiple producing mines in the Cortez District that are being operated by Nevada Gold Mines. So there's a lot to be excited about with this press release. The drilling is still ongoing at the project. They're now drilling hole 7. Which is drilling west of this intercept, and we have pretty high hopes for the next few holes. So
okay, so let's be clear. Why I got excited, and probably why you're excited, is because up until now, it had been sort of larger intercepts, much lower grades, and of a certain type, right? Now you're starting. Well, this is where potentially you could start replicating what Nevada Gold Mines have been taking out of the ground. So can you talk through the kind of change? Was it a change of strategy, or is this pot luck? I mean, and therefore, what do you do next?
No, it's certainly not luck. Exploration involves a certain element of luck, no doubt about it, right? We're drilling, 800-meter drill holes, blind holes down into the earth. So there is some luck involved. But this is all part of Nevada Gold Mines. They call it their framework drilling process. It's what discovered Gold Rush. It's what discovered 4 Mile. It's what's led to all of their main discoveries that they're now advancing in Nevada. And what a framework approach is there, as you can see up in the corner of the map there in the top left, there's all those black stars. What they've been drilling is wide spaced. We're talking anywhere from 500 meters to 1 kilometer drill holes apart across a wide perspective area. And what they do is they use those drill holes to collect the data that you need to build a geologic model to allow you to then vector in and zone in on the higher grade zones. And so all of these drill holes hit essentially significant wide low-grade intercepts of gold in the right host rocks. And so that showed us, all right, we know we're in a gold system, but where's the high grade? And so this first hole was actually the very first hole where we were stepping in a little closer to some of these intercepts and really trying to zone in on maybe some of these structural traps, which would host high-grade gold, and it hit, right? And the only thing that was a disappointment about this hole is the Mill Creek thrust. And I'm going to actually scroll down so you guys can see our cross-section. The Mill Creek thrust is a very important structural control on mineralization. I'll go back to that picture in a sec, but it's a very important control on mineralization. And when you look at this section, that line that's kind of flat and cutting all the way across the project underneath the grade, that is that main controlling structure. And so the star is where our intercept is, and all the holes around it are hitting widespread low grade. Now we finally have some high grade. The next step is can we get in the right spot where the full host rock section hasn't been cut off by that thrust and would allow for a much larger mineralized intercept would be the goal.
Right. Okay. And so where in terms of how many meters down is this?
Yeah. This hit was 676 meters, I think, give or take.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's certainly not shallow, right? But that is the future of high grade deposits in Nevada, right? Yeah. 4 Mile Gold Rush. Gold Rush is over 1,300 meters down at some of the deeper intercepts on that project. So it's a very material intercept for us. I'm incredibly excited. We've been waiting for this kind of next step change in the project for a long time. And it's really important to point out, they've only drilled 6 holes. They spent $8.2 million NGM in the first 3 years of the deal. They have another 2 years to spend roughly $12 million US just to earn an initial 60% stake. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. This is currently 100% a Ridgeline project, right? This intercept is currently 100% owned by Ridgeline. And to me, that's really exciting. If for whatever reason they don't hit that minimum spend, the project is returned to us 100%. We keep all the data, all of the success that they've built on here. We'd move forward with. So whether NGM continues with this, which we strongly believe they will, or whether they don't, this is a huge win for the project, and it's incredibly exciting. I mean, NGM actually, or Barrick, in their Q3 MD&A today, they specifically reference the Swift project. It's a star on the map now in the Cortez District, and they also include a table of significant intercepts for Swift in their MD&A. So, I can say it's material all day long, but the third largest gold producer in the world also thinks it's material enough now to put it in their financial reports, or their MD&A report.
Right. Okay. So this is a good hole. We can see from the cross section there how you think everything sits. So this Mill Creek thrust that you talk about, how much more drilling is going to be required until there's a bit more certainty around how you go about finding these higher grade intercepts rather than more of what's happened in the past?
I think the best context I can throw on that would be for the 4 Mile discovery that was made down on the other side of the same district. That took 11 drill holes in 2015 and 2016 to really start fleshing out. So hole 11 hit the big intercept. I think they hit about 5.8 meters of 50 grams per ton. Up until that point, they were just hitting a lot of smoke, right? They were drilling framework holes. They were figuring out the geologic model. We're only in hole 6 of that process, right? So you now have 4 Mile, which is considered a tier 1 discovery for Barrick. That took 11 holes to just get them excited. We're already at hole 6. They're putting it in their MDA. They're noting it as significant. I think it's significant as well. I think, we're going to spend another $10 million and drill another, 7 to 10 holes probably, I think, to really start figuring this out. But along the way, I think there will be more of this kind of, these kind of hits. And I'm really excited about the potential of the project. I think it's going to be really exciting.
For sure.
Yeah.
But NGM, what is it that they typically talk to you about needing to find? Because it's all well and good, it gets returned to you. Someone else has spent a lot of money on it, but you don't want that. What you want is for them to have the success which they have defined. So what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think this image right here kind of explains it well. So when you look at the 2023 proven and probable reserves for the Cortez District, which is all of those red dots that are on the map, their average underground grade consolidated across all the mines is 6.3 million ounces of 7.3 grams per ton. Well, we just announced 2.7 meters of 7 grams, and within that was 1.1 meters of 10.4. And then if you look to the south, the 4 Mile average grade of that resource is currently 10.1 grams. So as far as grade, we're hitting those hurdle marks for what NGM needs to see for grade, right? Of course, we all want to see 30 gram per ton intercepts, and I hope we hit that in the future. But on the minimum end, I believe we're already hitting that minimum expectation, you could say, for what NGM wants to see for grade. We know that there's significant scale in other intercepts on the project. Now the big step is, I think the thing that'll really break it open is if they can go drill that 30, 40 meter intercept, but have it be 7, 8, 9, 10 grams per ton. That's what will really crack the project open. But at the bare minimum, I'm pretty confident that this project now hits their hurdle rate for a material exploration project in their portfolio. And we're really excited.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it for sure. When I was looking at this, it's like, well, if this seems to be in line with what they would typically hope to find and what they've found elsewhere. For you guys though, obviously there's a process. It's someone else's money, which is great, but it's also someone else's timeline as well. Do you think if they can replicate this in the next couple of holes, they would want to accelerate the terms of the deal?
It's tough to speak for them. Obviously because they have their own. They have their own initiatives with it internally that they have to grapple with, including continuing to advance 4 Mile and other projects. That being said, I mean, this is the kind of intercept that was required to show that this is a project I'm pretty confident that they want to earn that minimum ownership stake in. And to do that, they have to spend $12 million in the next 2 years. So yeah, as far as, they don't really have, they don't have a choice as far as accelerating exploration. They have to, or else they won't earn their minimum ownership of the project. So luckily, I'm glad the deal is structured the way it is. They don't have a lot of, I think it's a good problem to have for them, right? They have just hit a good intercept. They now know, hey, this project could host a significant deposit. And so spending that money over the next 2 years, I think is a little lower of a hurdle for them as it might have been prior to drilling this hole.
Okay, well, look, when you come back to your plan in terms of this, partner funded leverage idea that you guys have, there's obviously, good news in that context. How are the other projects? How's Selena and Swift? Any news from there?
Yeah, Selena actually we just kicked off our MT survey, which is about a $400,000 US geophysics survey that's chasing deep sulfides at our Chinchilla sulfide target. That's being fully funded by our partners at South 32. And we also have target generation being completed at our Black Ridge project, which is our other deal with Nevada Gold Mines. And that's being advanced towards a maiden drill program next year. So, I think, when you talk about that business model, it's really starting to hum for us, right? We have multiple deals. There is significant spending requirements lined up at each of those projects over the next 12 to 24 months. That show that we're going to see, certainly more money than I could raise in the market to go put money in the ground is being drilled by our partners. I hope next year to see somewhere around $7 to $10 million US being spent across our 3 projects. So, that's huge for us. If we can, advance our 100% owned projects, try to generate excitement at our big blue play while at the same time seeing material drill holes being funded by our partners, I think it's the perfect scenario for a company like us.
And in terms of just look, I like the business model. I really do, because you've negotiated deals which don't just leave you with some small parcel of land. Like you say, it's 40%. That's a chunk. That's a real chunk to be left with. But in terms of coming back to how people should, think of you guys and value you guys, there's the business model there. What are the kind of monetizable? It's a new word.
Yeah.
And this new Trump environment we find ourselves in, I'm going to invent words. So monetizable components to the company, because obviously you guys are quite good at finding stuff. Is that of value to, not only to you, but other people?
Well, I guess it's up to me to prove that I'm also good at selling stuff, right? That's an unanswered question, right? But I think that the way we've structured the company, the great thing is we don't have to sell the entire company to have a material win for shareholders. So let's just say Swift continues to accelerate. It continues to deliver good results. And we monetize our ownership stake in Swift. That's something where we can just monetize that stake, dividend it as a one-time dividend out to shareholders, and we keep on going with these deals that we have, right? I think that what we can do is part out portions of this company as we have success, whether it be a spin-out company, whether it be an outright sale. There's multiple ways to skin the cat, I guess, in that sense. But that's our goal is, I'm the largest individual shareholder myself. And the only way that I personally benefit from this is by monetizing portions or all of this company at some point, right? So I really like how we've set it up. Allows us to make individual deals given exploration success with any one of our partners or a third party as well. So
Chad, that's all I want to talk about. That's all I want to talk about. That's how good it is. Okay. Look, I think I'm going to see you we're seeing you in London. You coming to London?
Not London, but we're going to catch up online at Zurich when I'm in Zurich.
Perfect. I will speak to you in Zurich. Either live or online. We shall see. Okay, Chad, good news. Well done. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.